I remember growing up, I felt like I was a pretty good negotiator with God, that I could make deals happen. First, it was with sports. I remember I was like probably 4 or 5, and I had a baseball glove and a baseball in my hand. I was playing the game. How many times can I just throw it up and catch it without letting the ball drop or touch the ground? I'm like, Lord, you do this for me, and man, you have my heart, right? Like if I can catch so many baseballs. Of course, it eventually broke. I actually broke a glass vase, and that's another story to say, but Dad's mercy reigned in that. But this realization of I could negotiate in some capacity with God. And then it came to high school, like high school crush, Carolyn Lockyer. Man, blonde hair, freckles, blue eyes. I just was like, Lord, just let her know how much she should really like me, you know? And that didn't happen either. But then I went to U of I to get my engineering degree, and I had to take quantum physics and a lab. And quantum physics, there's an infinite well, an electron dropping down. It has a different equation from electron dropping down a finite well. Lord, just help me understand this. And yeah, that didn't happen either. So as much as I think I'm a good negotiator with God, maybe I'm not so much. And that's the realization of sometimes we try to use our relationship with God in a way that's manipulative for our own self-gain. We saw that actually in the gospel last week. Just a reminder, Jesus is talking to the man, what else can I do? And Jesus says, sell all that you have, give to the poor and follow me. And even Peter responds like, Lord, he's like, we're following you. We've given everything up. In a certain way, he's asking, so what am I going to get out of it, right? Peter has that like mentality of like, we've been following you for 3 years. We should get something out of it. And Christ has to call him out on it. That you've already been blessed 30, 60, 100-fold, even in this present moment, because you were with me. Now, Jesus has already predicted he's going to suffer and die in Jerusalem for the 3rd time. And the very next conversation is this that we heard in the gospel today. James and John, also known as the sons of thunder, were trying to make like some moving and shaking among the apostles, among the 12. And they're like, let us sit at your left and your right. Don't deny us, Lord. Before we even ask, you even know, like, no, that's not going to happen, right? This realization of what is it in for me? The craziness about Christianity is not so much of like, okay, I say these prayers and this happens, right? If I dedicate this novena, if I do these many rosaries, if I come to these many masses, that, Lord, I ask this for you to do for me. Not to say that a loving father doesn't give to his children what like the desire of their hearts. He desires the love of their children, but this realization of the exchange between God and us. And it's seen in the life of Christ, where Christ is self-emptying, self-giving, completely to ignore even the presence, right? We might come and pray, Lord, just do this for me. But do you realize the gift you already have in the Eucharist? In his body and blood. The Lord has already given you everything that you could ever need. He gives you himself. And the craziness of this is it's not just a one-way thing where Christ empties, as we heard in our second reading, wonderfully proclaimed by Brother Dominic, this entering of a priest who is able to sympathize with our weaknesses, that Christ enters into our lowliness, like lowest points, our sadness, our sorrows, our brokenness, our struggles in sports, academics, in relationships. Christ enters into it all and gives you what you need, himself. But then all of a sudden there's this exchange. Not only does he share that which is our lowest, but then he asks us to do the same, to enter into his life and give as he gives, to sacrifice as he sacrifices, to love as he loves. As he challenges apostles, yes, you will drink this cup. James is one of the first apostles to actually be martyred. You read that in Acts 12, the realization that he will be called to martyrdom as all the apostles do, except for John, the beloved disciple. But as Christ reminds them, whoever wishes to be great among you will be a servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be a slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So my encouragement to you is maybe let's stop our negotiating. Let us just enter into that acceptance and that love that the Lord gives us, and that which we have received, give to others.